Okay, in this segment we're going to talk about plastic boxes. Like I said, this is a very small sample of the boxes that are available out there. Some of these boxes are made by Carlon, some of them are Arlington's, another big manufacturer. They have websites, you can look at boxes. So anyway, our Illuminaire boxes or lights, we have these simple nail-on boxes. I didn't nail them on all the way so I can get them back off later. Like I said, they come with a bracket with nails. You may find, especially if you have a light over your vanity, over your kitchen sink, where they want to be able to center it. So they have this type with a bracket, and then there's two screws in there that you would tighten it up where you wanted it. Here's the single gang box that has the nails on it, okay? Now, this here's a two gang nail on, and what I purposely did was I broke the bracket, and because what I've seen contractors do, and if your inspector is familiar with the code book, what I've seen guys do is they want to come over here, grab a screw, and stick it into the box and screw it instead of getting another one. It's a no-no, okay? Like I said, if your inspectors are up to the code, they would notice that. Now, I was talking about box fill. I see these boxes in your big box store. It's a very small box. It's shallow. It cannot hold too many wires. If you looked at those tables that I talked about before, you would find that out. All right. If you are having your kitchen renovated and you're going to be doing a tile backsplash, you might want to ask your contractor to install these boxes here. They're adjustable. As you can see, as I turn this, the box comes in and out. This way, when he's doing his rough work like this, he can put the box there. Later on, they'll sheetrock around it. Then they'll do your tile work around it. And then they can adjust this box so that this is flush with the finished surface, okay? If that's not an option, they make these plastic extension boxes. You see here, this one here is a 1/4 inch thick. This is 3/8. I've seen them 1/2 inch, 3/4. I believe I've seen them up to 1 inch, where you can put it over. If you were to do some work here, suppose you're gonna add some shiplap over top of the sheetrock, okay? You can then get these extension boxes that bring that box out flush with your new finished surface. This way, when you put your devices in, they're up against something solid and they're not just floating. I wanted to show you that. Now, you may open up a box and see that somebody added a box later on, known as an old work box. As you can see, they have these little wings in here that flip out when you turn the screw. So what they do is they pull the wire into the box. You tighten these screws, and that holds the box firmly into place. Now they make another, when I said about the not being able to put the screws through the box, the code book does allow boxes that are pre-approved for that. As you can see, these boxes here, I've seen them single gang and I've seen them two gang, where they have this little pocket that protects the screw threads so a wire doesn't rub on them. And what can happen is you would put this in there, you would hold it flush with the surface here, get a screw gun and screw them in. There are applications where these type of boxes work out very well. If you go into the basement, you may see some type of junction box. It could be metal, it could be plastic. The desirable thing about plastic is you don't have to ground the box. You can just bring your wires in. There would also be a blank plate afterwards involved, and these here would just screw to either your floor joist or some type of structure in the basement. Now, as you notice, these other plastic boxes, they have openings where they bring the wire in and then they have to staple it within 12 inches. On these boxes, they don't have that. So you would knock these knockouts, and these go by trade sizes. That's a 1/2 inch, that's a 3/4 inch. It doesn't mean that the diameter is a 1/2 inch, that's just a trade size, okay? But then you have to buy connectors to attach the wire into here. Now back in the day when I was young, okay, you had these old 2-screw connectors that had a lock nut, you had to screw these in there, okay? Nowadays they have these cute little button connectors, and what you do is you strip the wire, you slide the wire into these, you knock this knockout out with a pair of pliers, and you just slide the thing in. And you see the way it's constructed, the wire cannot pull out, this cannot come out. A lot more convenient. And like I said, there's you know, a lot more plastic boxes, but this is a good introduction to what you might see, what is inside the wall if you have a house built in the 80s or newer.